So now we'll discuss the M-ray quadrature amplitude modulation, the QAM. Okay. So basically in the quadrature amplitude modulation, so what is there? Normally, if we generalize that term, the quadratic component, basically in M-ray PSK system, the in-phase and the quadratic component are of the modulated signal are interrelated in such a way that the envelope is constant to remaining constant. We told is already I told that in the PSK system the amplitude will be remaining constant. Okay, and we have seen when there is a phase change 180 degree plus minus 180 degree or plus minus 90 degree, there is a fluctuation of the amplitude. That's why we use the offset QPSK. So that means the definition of the PSK, there is a constraint and the constraint is the carrier envelope should be remaining constant. Okay. So now if we remove that constraint, then the M-ray QPSK will become a M-ray QAM, M-ray QAM signal. So that is the normally in the QAM system, what is there? Amplitude modulation, quadratic amplitude modulation. That means the amplitude will vary. Okay. So basically in the QAM is a hybrid type of form of modulation where the carrier has experienced the amplitude variation as well as the phase modulation. So both are happens at the QAM. Okay. So in M-ray PAM, in the M-ray PAM, signal space diagram is the one-dimensional. If we say the PAM signal, so normally in the PAM signal we consider a single dimension. When we talk about the M-ray, in the M-ray PAM, so the dimension will take that will be 1. So M-ray QAM, in M-ray QAM, what we'll do, we'll take the 2 dimension. So when there is only 1 dimension, that means we are taking a single basic function, and when we are considering the 2 dimension, then there will be a 2 orthogonal function. So normally the orthonormal function is defined by this term phi1t and phi2t, and the corresponding value is this. Okay. So now if we consider the d mean, please denote the minimum distance between any 2 masses points in the QAM constellation. So that means if we draw that value and projected ith masses, so any ith masses in the 2 axes or the 2 dimension, that one is your phi1 and another is the phi2 axis, will be defined by this term, that ai d mean by 2 and bi d mean by 2. So this is basically indicating the coordinator for the masses point. So like previously we have seen the different position the masses normally space in the different position of the is defined by the this expression a AI d mean by 2 and BI d mean by 2. Okay. So and normally d mean by 2 that's equal to square root of E naught, where E naught is the minimum energy required for the all the symbols. Okay. So the lowest amplitude of the message signal is the E naught. Okay. So that means we can define or transmitted Q-ray means M-ray QAM signal of symbols K can now be defined in terms of E naught, and we can write this expression. So basically this expression we are replacing those value SKT that's equal to square root of 2 E naught by T AK cos 2 pi FCT minus square root of 2 E naught by dt bk into sine 2 pi FCT. Okay. And the duration, the t is from belongs to 0 to t and k equal to 0 to plus minus 1 to up to infinity. So the signal sk involves the two phase quadrature carrier. One is your in phase component and another is the quadratic component. Okay. So now from there, from this expression, we can see the amplitude will change for that signal we have considered, and that's why it is the quadratic amplitude modulation. Okay. So in the quadratic amplitude modulation or quadrature amplitude modulation QAM, in QAM how many QAM we are considering? That means 2 QAM, 4 QAM, 16 QAM, that type of terms. I think all of you heard about that. So and normally whatever the value we take, the M ray QAM, it should be square of 2. Okay. An even number bits per symbols we normally consider, and L equal to square root of M. L is the positive number. So that means whatever the value we'll take in the M, it should be square of a number, positive number. Okay. And the positive number we consider this is the L. Okay. So now the different coordinators naturally for the we can represent it by the square matrix, and that value of AI comma BI is like this. So different position, where the different position will put the message at the different quadrature in the two-dimensional space. Okay. Just see now, if we see the examples we consider when M ray QAM for M equal to 4. Okay. So in the M ray QAM, two things is there. When we consider the 4 ray QAM or PAM, so there will be two ways to represent that orthogonal function on the phi 1. So different position. Okay, different value, and this is represented by the different symbols combination. Similarly, in the horizontal line also is there and the vertical line. Okay. Now this is the examples when we are taking the what should be the corresponding position. Okay, as I told M ray, so in the M ray M equal to 16 means this is a 16 QAM. So this is basically QAM, 16 QAM. In the 16 QAM, so that means we have the 16 message points So now the thing is that how to choose that message point. So basically, when there is a two dimension, that means there is a one position is that this coordinate quadrature is there, another quadrature, another quadrature, another quadrature. So that means there is a four quadrature is there, and each quadrature we are putting four symbols, message signal. Okay. So now the thing is that, as I told earlier, when we are selecting the bits for a single message signal, so the or nearest or conjugate point, there should be a single bit of change. So normally, if we see this figure, so from there we can calculate what should be the quadrature for different values. So what is there? 2 point is there in the normally plus plus coordinator. So when we take the x and y axis, plus plus, we divided the plus plus, then minus plus, minus minus, and this is plus minus. So this point, this when we are considering the plus plus, that means we can take these two values in the horizontal line and this two value in the vertical line to get all the elements in this quadrature. So using these two in the horizontal line and these two the vertical line, we'll get four combination. And how we are getting? So we are placing like this way. First, in the first, what is there? 1 1 1 0. So we put 1 1 1 0 over there, and in this vertical line, what is there? 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1. If we multiply this, then we'll get the first quadrant. Okay, in the first quadrant there will be four elements. So similarly, we'll get the what is the elements for the second quadrant. For similarly, we'll get the third coordinate element for the third coordinate. So to get the element for the third coordinate, what do we have to do? We have to consider this value, this, and this for the third, and for the fourth, this one and this one. So for the different quadrant, we'll get the what should be the element is there and what is the value of those elements. So now if we see this figure, if we consider any consecutive or adjacent two elements, you will find there is a single bit of change. You can not only in the within the quadrant, it is also true for the adjacent quadrant also. Okay, so now just take a look for this. If we consider this signal, so the adjacent cell equal to adjacent message point is this 3. So now if we compare all the bits, these two, there is a single bit of change. This and this, there is a single bit of change. This and this, there is a single bit of change. So that means we are following the gray coding procedure over there. Okay. So now we'll calculate probability of error. So to calculate the average probability of error, so basically what we are doing, MRay QAM and MRay PAM, we are formulate the average probability of error of the MRay QAM by proceeding the as follows. So what are the proceedings we are following over there? So basically, as we discussed for your BPSK or QPSK, both the case, the PC, the probability of correct detection, PC equal to 1 minus PE dash square, okay, and PE dash is the probability of symbols error for the L-ray PAM, okay. So what is the value of this PE prime? The value of the PE prime, that's equal to 2 into 1 minus 1 by square root of m. Basically 1 by square root of m means L into Q of 2 E naught by N naught. This is the Q function. Okay. So in this way we are getting the terms, the probability of symbols error PE dash. And now if we want to calculate the probability of symbol error for the M-ray QAM. So this is the probability of error for the M-ray PAM signal. Okay. And so M-ray QAM signal will get the probability PE that's equal to 1 minus PC. Just put the value over there. We'll get the PE is approximately 2 times of PE prime. So in this case, what we are doing, this is the square term of the PE prime is ignored because the component is just too small compared to the unity. That's why we are ignoring the PE prime square terms. Okay. So now if we put that PE value over there, so we will get PE approximately 4 into 1 minus 1 by square root of m Q function of 2 E naught by N naught. Okay. And if we want to calculate the average power, transmitted average power instead of a single energy or energy for a single symbol, so it will be good if we calculate the average power for the signals. So to calculate the average power for the signals, what we are doing, we are doing this operation. So basically we are adding all the values. Two things is there. 2 time of the, there is one 2. Scaling factor we are taking 2 equal to the contribution. This is for contribution for the in-phase component and the quadrature component. Because we see both the in-phase component and the quadrature component have the same energy profile. So that's why I multiply the 2, and this is the energy, and there are summation is there. The summation in or limit is the scaling factor. So basically this is the value which is near or around to the 0. Okay. So now if we calculate this, this is a basically series. So now if we solve that series, okay, we'll get that terms. Okay. So now that L square equal to m, we put the replace the L square by m. So we are getting that terms. I hope there is no doubt for getting this value from there, because this term will give us a series terms. So now if we know the what is the value for the series for the different value of I, if we get the series value, so we can calculate what should be the value over there. And if we replace the key average value in your equation, the previous equation, what is the calculation over there? Yes. So we'll get this term. Okay. Okay. So this is your, we are getting the probability of error for the M-ray QAM. M-ray QAM signal. So is there any doubt? So basically for your M-ray QAM signal, two things we need to understand, that how to place the symbols, and already we discussed when we discussed about the QPSK or BPSK. So we put the, in the stage diagram we put the different symbols. So this is the important thing for the QAM signal. What is the position for the different QAM signal? So basically when in the QAM signal, when we transmit a signal, say these message, so sometime we will see there is some dotted point around this symbol position. Okay, if you draw the diagram on when we consider the noise or AWGN channel, so similar to the BPSK, in the BPSK we have seen there is a noise cloud value of your error is there. The probable, put all probable value of the symbols at the receiver. So you will see lot of dotted over there. Okay. So is there any doubt that in the QAM, I just give the overview because that whatever the thing I discussed already we discussed in the earlier. So that's why I just go through the overview of the QAM. So when you will go through this QAM, what are the three things? So for any signal or modulation scheme, either it is QAM or QPSK or whatever. So two things we have to remember. One is the what is the probability of error, okay, and what is the average power energy, and second is the spectrum uh, power spectrum density. Okay, three things we need to remember. And so definitely, and one more thing is that when we choosing the value of single message point, the nearest it should be the, there is a single bit of change.